So I recently released a video where I opened 100 Ironbound trunks, and there's been a high demand for a part 2 where I open up 100 Mithril-bound trunks. So here we are today with 100 Mithril-bound trunks, and hopefully I'll get some great loot. Just like the previous video, then I don't have enough backspace to store all 100 trunks, so I've decided to give some of these to another character, and these I'll then trade once I have more backspace. I'm not gonna auto loot, as I know some of you are kinda interested in knowing what each individual crate or trunk contains. So if you're in a hurry, then you could either increase the speed of the video by twice as fast, or you could just skip to the end of the video to see every single item I've got. As I was farming all of these, I noticed it was a lot more difficult to actually pick them up, or there was a higher chance of also failing when I was fishing compared to the Ironbound trunks. So yeah, it took a bit longer, but then again, all the materials you get in these trunks are also way better if you're preparing for phase 2, as most of the materials will help you get to max level in your profession. But also because the healing and mana potions you get will be the best possible potions in phase 2, so you can use these to either level up quicker or save them for when you reach level 40 and you would like to start raiding. Now some of you might also be wondering, where did you collect most of these? And I found Tanaris to actually be the best possible location for them. I feel like there's not as much competition. Yeah, there is a way higher chance of you also failing when you fish, but then again, compared to the competition, then it's way better to be in this zone. At least as of right now. Maybe when I post this video, it's gonna change. Another reason why I liked Tanaris so much was because a lot of the floating wreckage, but also fishing schools, wasn't protected by aggressive enemies, so it was so easy to fish here, at least if we compare it to a zone like Stranglethorn, where there's a lot of aggressive enemies either guarding the schools or maybe even patrolling close to them. Anyway, so far I've got quite a few green items, a lot of potions, bolt of mage reef cloth, and even fig leather. I've also got a bit of rugged leather and also bolt of rune cloth. But as of right now, we don't even know if we can get our proficiency to 300 in phase 2, so these materials are not really what I'm looking for. It's mainly gonna be fig leather and bolt of mage reef, so I can get my proficiency to 225. In the previous video, a lot of you have also commented that it's next to impossible to farm fishing on your server, mainly because of a lot of fishing bots. I guess this is not the same case on my server, or there's probably not as many people purchasing gold on my server compared to yours. Another reason could also be because I haven't seen any gold DKP runs being advertised yet. Maybe it could be on a Discord, but in-game there hasn't been anything yet. Now that I'm already covering this topic, then also thanks to everyone who voted in this poll. I'm glad to see it's only 8%, but then again 8% is actually a lot of players purchasing gold, and who knows, it might even be higher. However, I still feel like I see less and less bots in-game. Maybe they're farming in dungeons, I don't really know. But I feel like it's way lower compared to, for example, a week or 2 weeks ago. So maybe there's a way too high amount of gold in-game right now being sold compared to the demand. Or maybe it's just because it's so easy to make gold in Season of Discovery and there isn't many things we can purchase with the gold. Let me know your thoughts about this in a comment below the video. On to another topic. 2023 has been an amazing year for my channel. My original plan was to see if I could reach 30,000 subscribers, and yeah, I'm almost at 34,000 subscribers now, so I'm so glad for everyone who's supporting the channel, also just by being a viewer. Therefore, you can also expect a lot more videos next year, mainly focusing on Season of Discovery, as I enjoy this so much right now. And I feel like I will continue to enjoy it, as there's going to be introduced new raids, open world events, and new spells to each individual class in the upcoming phases. Another reason why I enjoy the season so much is because many things are unknown in the beginning. We have to go discover what is going to be the best possible gear setup, where we can farm the most gold, and many other things. This is not unknown in Original Classic, probably also won't be unknown in Cataclysm when it's going to be released. Talking about Cataclysm, then I will also be working on different videos for that expansion, but definitely not spend as much time as I've done in Season of Discovery. The main reason for this is because a lot of the things that made me start playing Classic to begin with was no raid finder, transmog, and there was a lot of world interaction because there was no flying mounts. This is definitely not the case in Cataclysm, and I feel like that expansion reminds me a lot of how retail is, and the reason why I actually quit retail back then. So Season of Discovery seems to be my home in 2024, unless they actually end up doing some big changes to Cataclysm Classic, for example class changes, or maybe who knows what they're going to implement, if they're gonna do some changes. So what will be your main focus next year? Cataclysm, Season of Discovery, Hardcore Self-Found mode, or maybe even Retail? Let me know your choice and the reason why you prefer these by posting this in a comment below the video. So with all of these things cleared, let's get back to the main topic of the video, opening the 100 Meathful trunks. There seems to be a high chance of getting consumables, but also materials for tailoring and leatherworking. If I compare the loot I've got so far to, for example, what I got in the Ironbound trunk, then I feel like it's way better to farm Ironbound trunks compared to these. The main reason for this is because all the consumables, but also crafting materials and even green items can usually be sold in Phase 1, where most of the items you get in the Meathful-bound trunk is mainly for Phase 2. So if you're looking for a way to make gold with fishing right now, then I would definitely skip Meathful-bound trunks and instead focus on Ironbound trunks. What we also gotta remember is that right now we don't even know if we can get our proficiency to 300 in Phase 2, because maybe they might do a change, so your character has to be level 41 in order to get a proficiency to 300, and then all of the Bolt of Runecloth and also Rock Leather will be useless in Phase 2. And for that specific reason, I would much rather like to farm the Ironbound compared to the Meathful-bound trunk. Alright, so what did we end up with by opening 100 of these? We got this pattern for tailoring the bright cloth gloves that requires us to be 275 in tailoring. We also got a pattern for leatherworking, and this I can use to level up my leatherworking in Phase 2. On top of this, an amazing schematic for engineering, and this we can use in the next phase no matter what, and I can even learn it as an engineer and sell them on the auction house. And our plans for blacksmithing, but I doubt we can sell this for a high amount as the item requires us to be 42. Something we can't even equip next. I've also got a lot of superior healing potions and even greater mana potions, and these will be the best possible to get as you're getting to level 40, so it will increase our leveling speed, or we can use them when we're going to raid. The shield right here isn't that great, so I plan to just winter this. This is also the exact same case with the weapon. It's above the level we can get to in Phase 2, so it's better just to winter it instead of trying to post it on the auction house. The winter price is also quite decent, and this is the exact same with the weapon here. However, the neck has amazing stats, and it's below level 40, so we will be able to use it. I can probably sell this for a decent amount of gold to any melee DPS. In some cases, it can also be better just to disenchant the items if the stats isn't great, and we can sell it on the auction house and if the winter price isn't high. So by disenchanting the item, we might end up with enchanting materials that will sell for a higher amount. There's a big downside to farming the Meathful trunks. Many of the green items you collect will also be above level 40, so you can't even use these yourself or sell them on the auction house, at least not for a high amount, compared to, for example, the items you can get in the Ironbound trunks. But then again, in the Meathful trunks, there's also a small chance that you will get items at level 40, and with the correct stats, they will also sell for an insane amount of gold anytime soon. And remember, if we have the opportunity to level proficiency to 300, then all the Bolt of Runecloth and Rock Leather will also help us a ton to reach max level, and with the Bolt of Runecloth, you can then sell 14 slot specs for a high amount of gold. So if you haven't already watched the first part where I opened 100 Ironbound trunks, then I would highly recommend you to check that out. And I wish you all a happy new year, and hopefully I will catch you in the next video in 2024. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing day. Peace!